The film begins by showing three young women who have just finished drinking together at a bar. Amanda and Kate are seen laughing at their friend Claire, who is busy throwing up after having too much alcohol. Moments later, Amanda is puzzled when she suddenly receives a message from a mysterious man named Griffith, inviting her to meet. Although it feels strange, Amanda, who happens to be single, grows curious and decides to see him. Hearing this, Claire and Kate, who are about to head home, tease her by saying the man could be a psychopath.
No, he could be a raging serial killer.
Arriving at the meeting place, which looks eerily deserted, Amanda grows annoyed that no one is there and demands the mysterious man to come out. But what terrible luck! The invitation was nothing but a trap to abduct Amanda. Some time later, Amanda regains consciousness, only to panic when she realizes she is now locked inside a room that resembles a psychopath's studio. To make things worse, what began as a simple attempt to meet someone new has turned into a nightmare, as she is made the object of a psychopath's live stream for a mysterious online community. How horrifying! Amanda's fate ends in the most gruesome way, as the psychopath fulfills the requests of crypto tippers watching the stream. Some time later, the city of Seattle is shaken when Amanda's mutilated body is discovered in pieces. During the investigation, police also uncover piles of bones from several other victims, so badly decomposed they can no longer be identified. As the case goes viral, a detective named Sawchuk urges the people of Seattle to remain calm, assuring them that the police are working tirelessly to uncover the truth. After Amanda's funeral, Kate and Claire approach Amanda's older brother, Ethan, to express their condolences. In his grief, Ethan reveals that he intends to visit Amanda's apartment in search of answers about who killed his sister.
Nice to see you too.
Before entering, Ethan, who is known as a popular podcaster, decides to carry out his own investigation. Recording every step of the process, he explains that Amanda's apartment has already been left in disarray due to the police search. But what captures his attention most is a strange message scrawled on the wall, appearing like some kind of code. Exhausted from searching for clues, Ethan eventually falls asleep and drifts into a nightmare. When he wakes, confusion quickly turns to panic as he realizes his phone has been hacked by someone. Still haunted by memories of his sister, Ethan decides to return to his mother's house to find some peace of mind. But as he prepares to sit down for the dinner his mother has cooked, Ethan is startled when he spots a masked clown outside the window, only for the figure to vanish a moment later. His mother grows concerned when she notices Ethan trembling in fear, but not wanting her to worry, he insists that everything is fine.
Sort of.
Later that night, as Ethan heads into his room to rest, he is utterly shocked to receive a mysterious message, a photo of Amanda's mutilated body. The next day, Ethan meets Kate at her workplace and convinces her to join him for coffee that evening. Once they sit down together, Ethan explains that ever since Amanda's death, he has been receiving strange emails and horrific photos of her corpse. On top of that, his phone had been hacked, and throughout the day he has felt as if someone was following him. After hearing this, Kate reveals that everything Amanda suffered began with a reckless mistake. She had accessed a Murdershow website on the deep web called Red Rum. In that disturbing show, a clown-masked psychopath live streams brutal executions of his victims in exchange for payments from crypto tippers. The tragedy started when Amanda, believing the show to be fake and nothing more than a scam for money, mocked the psychopath by requesting him to trim his nails, thinking it was just a cheap gimmick. Not long after, she received a message from a mysterious man inviting her to meet, a man who was most likely the clown-masked psychopath himself. After hearing Kate's explanation, Ethan immediately searches online and stumbles upon a horrifying clip from the Murdershow, along with a cryptic code, identical to the one he had seen on Amanda's apartment wall. He believes that solving this code will lead them directly to Red Rum. But whether out of recklessness or desperation, after playing the video, Ethan panics as both his laptop and phone are suddenly hacked. The hacker even sends a chilling photo of him and Kate sitting together in the cafe. To make matters worse, outside the cafe they discover a missing person flyer, with Kate's face printed on it. Later, after showing a clip from the psychopath's live stream, a confused and desperate Ethan turns to his friend Shadow Monkey, an experienced hacker. He pleads with Shadow to trace the IP address of the Murdershow stream, even promising a hefty payment if he succeeds. Despite the enormous risks and the terrifying nature of the task, Shadow, concerned for Ethan and curious about the case, finally agrees to help. Before dropping Kate back at her workplace, Ethan plans to report his findings to the police. Fortunately, Kate still has Detective Sawchek's business card, and she urges Ethan to contact him. But when Ethan tries to call, the line does not connect, forcing him to go directly to the police station instead.
Can we just go see the detective in the morning?
After Kate arrives back at her workplace, she remains unaware that the psychopath is already watching her from the shadows. As she prepares to start her shift, the power suddenly goes out, leaving the place in darkness. Uneasy, she hears strange noises nearby. But when she nervously inspects her surroundings, she finds nothing, only a mannequin standing close by. Some time later, while Kate continues her shift, she is startled by a sudden video call from Ethan, who is worried about her safety. As they talk, a subtle attraction between them becomes clear. But suddenly, the power cuts out once again, and strange noises echo through the room. Alarmed, Kate grabs a pair of scissors to defend herself as she carefully inspects her surroundings. Through the video call, Ethan spots a mysterious figure lurking behind Kate and frantically urges her to run. But just as she tries to escape, her attention is caught by a creepy music box in front of her. In that moment of distraction, two clown-masked psychopaths surround her and drag her away. Moments later, Kate regains consciousness and panics when she realizes she has been locked inside a cage. As she screams for help, she hears Claire's voice from the next room. Claire reveals she too was abducted, right after Amanda's funeral, and has been imprisoned ever since. Terrified and uncertain of what awaits them, their fear only intensifies when one of the psychopaths enters Claire's room carrying an elephant syringe. Soon after, the psychopath wheels a television into Kate's room, forcing her to watch a live stream that is currently underway. Shock floods her face as she sees a young man about to be sacrificed for the twisted amusement of anonymous crypto tippers. Pure horror. Kate watches in disbelief as the young man is brutally killed, his suffering amplified by the sadistic requests of the viewers who demanded even more pain. Meanwhile, at the police station, Ethan approaches Detective Sawchek to report the terrifying clown-masked psychopath who has kidnapped Kate. But instead of helping, Sawchek mocks him, dismissing everything Ethan says as lies made up for attention. His resentment runs deep, especially since Ethan once used his podcast to publicly criticize the Seattle Police Department. Still, despite his frustration, Ethan keeps his composure and even apologizes, begging Sawchek to save Kate. But before he can explain further, his phone is hacked once again by the psychopath. Panic sets in as Ethan realizes that Shadow, who has been tracing the stream, might now be in danger. Without hesitation, he rushes off to warn him. At that very moment, Shadow, busy tracking the live stream signal, is startled by Ethan's urgent call, telling him to run, because the psychopath has discovered their attempt to trace him. In that tense moment, Shadow manages to uncover the IP address. Before escaping, he quickly writes it down. But when he realizes the psychopath is already outside his house, Shadow arms himself, preparing to fight back. Sadly, he never gets the chance. Two clown-masked killers storm inside and, without a word, brutally end his life. A short while later, Ethan arrives, only to be horrified to find Shadow brutally murdered. After retrieving the address Shadow had written down, he immediately rushes to the location of the psychopath's livestream to find Kate. Upon arrival, Ethan spots a thin psychopath dragging a body bag. Believing the figure is distracted, he confidently approaches, only to realize too late that the psychopath's accomplices are already waiting, capturing him with ease. Moments after regaining consciousness, Ethan finds himself locked inside a cage. Panic sets in as he sees Claire being prepared for the gruesome show, an execution with a chainsaw, demanded by the viewers. Hearing Ethan's voice, Kate tries to call for help, and fortunately, Ethan has a folding knife that he uses to unlock his cage.
Oh my god, Ethan, how did you get out?
After freeing Kate and grabbing a cleaver, Ethan urges her to help save Claire. Spotting the female psychopath focused in the control room, he instructs Kate to stay outside while he attempts an ambush. Although Ethan faces immediate danger, Kate manages to save him. Despite his injuries, Ethan insists on rescuing Claire immediately. She couldn't believe her eyes. Kate is utterly shocked to see Claire's body, split in two, right before them. As they stand there in horror, the psychopaths attack. Ethan, attacked by the thin psychopath, manages to escape, while Kate is forced to confront the chainsaw-wielding killer alone inside the studio. Whether it was Kate's skill or the psychopath's weakness, she ultimately defeats him in front of the audience, who are witnessing the gruesome livestream in real time.
How's that for Murdershow?
As the alarm blares, Kate, now wielding a chainsaw, frantically searches for Ethan, fighting off the female psychopath and the thin psychopath at the same time. Finally, although they struggle, Kate and Ethan manage to defeat the thin psychopath. Unfortunately, the female psychopath manages to escape. In the aftermath, the media immediately pressure the police for answers about the horrifying murder show, but, as usual, the authorities remain silent.
Cut it.
1 year after the incident, Ethan has become a successful author and a survivor of the deadly live stream. However, during a meet and greet, he is struck with terror as fans request autographs while wearing clown masks resembling the psychopath. That night, while taking out the trash, Ethan is horrified to find a missing person poster with his own photo lying on the ground. It becomes clear that the group of psychopaths has continued marking him as their target. The next day, the executioner group is seen holding an offline auction for Ethan, intending to use him as a sacrificial victim for their next show. After a tense bidding war, Ethan is sold for $10,000. To the shock of everyone, the buyer is the female psychopath who had escaped a year earlier. Even more shocking, Detective Ciko is revealed to be part of this psychopath ring. So, guys, pretty terrifying, right? This film really gives us a glimpse into why so many cases involving scams, online gambling, and organized crime seem untouchable by the law. Sometimes, it feels like there are people behind the scenes making sure they stay free. Well, never mind that. Alright, that's a wrap on the story of the Deep Web Murder Show, 2023. Thanks so much for sticking around and watching the video all the way through. I'll see you in the next one.